So tell the guys a little bit. The stuff I was just blown away by when I came down here was the kind of micro level of the bugs that the chickens were eating, which in turn led to their poo and so on and so forth. Tell us
You
about
haven't
it.
described that at all well.
No,
but so we've got.
That's what I saw. I saw chickens.
We're basically
apologise.
really keen to develop this circular economy.
Yes,
So
yeah.
I've got an involvement in a fresh produce business. All of the waste fruit and veg comes back to Bank Farm, where it gets turned into a big giant smoothie. Then it gets pumped in, and we have black soldier fly larvae who eat all of this soup smoothie, turn it into great quality protein that the chickens eat, which reduces our need to buy soya from ex-Amazonian rainforest. But also they produce something called frass, which is, to all intents and purposes, insect poo, which is a very high, you were right on that score, which is a very high quality fertilizer. So that is part of our strategy to reduce buying in chemical fertilizers.
Yeah, great. And Simon, Ben, I see you nodding your head to that. Is that, I mean, obviously you're not farmers, but does that chime with your experiences?
Yeah, I think our lens on it is more the kind of the people who will be using the product, in the sense the majority of our customers look at this from the lens of using fresh produce or kind of livestock in, and I think you look down the supply chains and there's a huge part of when people are looking at kind of how to decarbonise and net zero, where there's a discussion about how do you do it the right way. And when you're looking at supply chains and you're looking at agriculture, you need to be looking at it as a holistic answer, because like the points you were talking there about it kind of being a philosophy, it being about, there's also like there are time limits on this in terms of how proactive we are in it. It is about having to have a kind of holistic answer. It is about that philosophy being adopted, but I think a little bit what you were saying about it not necessarily being rocket science. I think there's an awful lot of that just being a generic challenge about all things sustainability. A lot of these things are not necessarily that complex, but whether you can get everybody to understand them enough to do them and then have the courage, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah, well, as you said, it's that. Yeah. And Ben, any thoughts on that as well?
No, I think the point you made at the start around the natural capital, and I think there's a fundamental change that businesses and people are doing around the fact that we're understanding that we are taking away from natural resources, and the standard agricultural system or the standard land use system is a negative one over time. And I think that first step around acknowledging that and the natural capital work you were talking about and understanding that we need to start putting back. And when we do put more back into the system, we can take more out of it. I think that's kind of the first step I think that people need to be getting their heads around.
The Environmental Business Network is here to help all businesses adapt to and benefit from the very different economic and environmental futures we all face. Subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit the website to find out more information.